Welcome back into that Sean podcast. Oh, we did another episode. It's another episode. Cat Daddy, what's on your mind?
Exciting time of year. We are roughly about 2 weeks away from the draft. This is exciting. Yes.
Is it? Maybe. Yeah. Could be a little bit exciting. All right. Anyways, we're going to jump right into it.
Could be a little bit.
Time.
What?
We ain't going to waste any time for you people. We're talking offensive linemen, giving you our finalized top 5. And we're going to start with those interior guys. The guys on the interior, the guards and the centers. So, Cat Daddy, who is your number 5 guy?
All right. He has been underrated for, I think, most of the draft process, but I'm going with Sean Rhyan from UCLA.
Ooh, Sean Rhyan, hey.
I've been hearing some talk about him slipping to the 3rd day of the draft.
Yeah, it's very possible.
And I'm okay with teams allowing the Packers more opportunities to draft him. Mostly played left tackle at UCLA, played right tackle when it was needed, and he has the ability to play either guard spot, which is where I think he may be ending up. Tested surprisingly well athletically, but I love watching how mean he plays, especially in the run game. He has good, smooth footwork, and you're going to notice that about most of my offensive linemen. Like, they have a mean streak, so that's going to be something you see in common.
All right, now that being said, do you remember who your number 5 guy was from the summer?
From the summer, Iowa's Kyler Schott.
Yeah, that didn't work out, did it?
Nope, that shot me in the foot. I don't know.
So my number 5 guy is a guy that's been overlooked a little bit. He's a projection at guard because he currently played tackle. He has played some guard. I'm going with Darian Kennard, big mamma jamma out of Kentucky. He's going to maul people off the ball when he's put in at guard. May take a little bit of development, but I think he's going to be really good when he comes into his own, and I think he's a first-year starter. The guy at number 5 was Alec Lindstrom out of Boston College. Yeah, that didn't work out for me, but he didn't fall as far as your guy. Next up, who's your number 4 guy?
You were just talking about him. It is Darian Kennard from Kentucky. And I had him listed as interior offensive lineman when the preseason began. And I've seen him listed more as interior, so that's where I'm going to keep him. Can he play right tackle in the pros? I think the answer to that is yes, he can. He's a mauler in the run game, which is why teams are going to fall in love with him. But he could experience some struggles against the quicker edge rushers off of that side. But I think he would make a much better right guard than he would right tackle. The skill's there. However, one thing I have heard through rumors is that he didn't come off well with his interviews, and he almost came off as uncoachable.
Oh.
Yeah. And in the summer, my number 4 was Donovan West, Arizona State.
Another one. My number 4 guy is Tyler Smith out of Tulsa. And I know there's some red flags on him, but he's highly talented. He's also a tackle that's projected inside, but he's very good. He's got some really good ability, and I think he could really help out a team. Now that being said, my guy from the summer was Ikem Ikwamu, who had loftier expectations than being my number 4 guard. All right, next up, you have your number 3 guy.
So my number 3 in the summer was Ikem Ikwamu, who we'll be talking about in a little bit. But my number 3 guy, you're not going to like, is Kenyon Green from Texas A&M. And it seems like a lot of Texas A&M prospects are taking a hit in the rankings coming into the draft. I had him ranked as an offensive tackle. I think coming into the season, he was my third offensive tackle. Similar to Darian Kennard, I can see him playing right tackle in the pros, but I think he's going to have much more success playing guard. And I think that's where he can start right away, and that's where he's going to be able to make his biggest contribution. He excels in the run game with run blocking, so just hand the ball off, follow Kenyon Green, whichever side you want to play him on.
So my number 3 guy, currently, this one's going to trigger you, it's Tyler Linderbaum from Iowa center. First part is he is a center only, so there's not much versatility there. Then there is length issues with him, length and size issues. Now note, technique is fantastic, testing is fantastic, but there are some length and size things that could be problematic in the NFL, and there's the fact that, I don't know, I like the versatile guys a little bit more.
Huh. It's funny you say all that, because my number, actually, before even that, who's your number 3 in the summer?
Oh yeah, my number 3 in the summer was Zion Johnson. So that should just give you an indicator how I feel about that.
All right, so my number 2 in the summer was Darian Kennard. My number 2 now is, shockingly, Tyler Linderbaum. Recent mock drafts have seen him fall further in the first round. I've even seen him fall into the second round in some drafts. He is still near the top of the interior group for me. You're saying he doesn't have the positional versatility? That might be one of the reasons why he falls a little bit further.
Yeah.
He can only play center. That's going to be an exclusive position for him. So he's going to start at the center position. He's going to play at a really good level. But what's the positional value for a center?
Not to mention, I think he only has scheme specific. He can only play in a zone scheme, in my opinion.
And that may make it a little bit more challenging for him to find a landing spot, especially in the first round. But you have to love the intelligence. You have to love the awareness. You love the athleticism. He can snap the ball, put on a block, and all of a sudden he's in the second level. He's taking out linebackers. He's going to be good for some team.
He's in my top 5. All right, so my number 2 guy is Kenyon Green. Big mamma jamma. This dude is a mauler. This dude, he's young also. He's only, I think, 22 years old. And he's going to take some time with pass blocking, but if you want to open a running hole, just go right behind the big man. I'm just saying. That being said, my number 2 guy in the summer was Tyler Lindebaum.
In the summer, I thought Tyler Lindebaum was number 1 this summer for both of us.
No, he was number 2. You gave me crap for it. You don't remember that?
No, I don't. Oh well.
You were like,
all
how
right.
dare you? I'm going to curse you like Danhausen.
That sounds like something I'd say. All right. My number 1 in the summer was Tyler Linderbaum. And my number 1 now is Zion Johnson, Boston College. And fun fact, Zion Johnson and I had the same number of stars coming out of high school, which is 0. Looking back, a lot of schools made a mistake with Zion Johnson. They should have given him more opportunities. He started at Davidson, transferred over to Boston College. And the more this draft season has gone on, starting with the Senior Bowl, the more I am loving Zion Johnson.
So
how intelligent he is, how willing to learn he is. He took on learning the center position at the Senior Bowl, and he dove right in, and he just dipped the toe in there, learn it just so he can do it. He actually learned it, took any advice, criticism, and put it into place. And I think he can be successful at either guard position, and he's also capable and willing of playing center. So you love the versatility of having him at 3 positions. He's going to be good as a pass blocker, and he's going to get physical in the run game. And those are things you're going to love.
All right, so my guy, number one. So my guy who was number one in the summer was Kenyon Green. My guy who's number one now, Zion Johnson. So I just reshuffled my top three from the summer. But you said it all. He's nasty. He's got that. He's got that little bit of chip on his shoulder. He is a little bit older. He's going to be, I think, 24 coming in when the season starts, or 24 in October or something like that. So there's that. But he's an offensive lineman, so it's okay to have a little bit of an older offensive lineman. He's only 22. Oh, good for him.
22.
There we go.
You say good for him.
But he is also still learning. So this guy's ceiling is sky high. All right. Now, moving on. We're going to go to the tackles. And this is where I start first. So, my current number 5 offensive tackle is Bernard Raymond, and I believe it's Central Michigan, correct?
Yeah.
What is with the face? What, you got a problem with the Chippewas?
Hey, I'm from the MAC. I love seeing those MAC guys get drafted in the first rounds.
Only reason why I know that is I dated a girl who graduated from Central Michigan. Anyways, so this guy's got a little bit of nasty to him. I know for a fact that this guy is an older prospect. He's still also learning the position, but he's got a little nasty to him. He's probably a year away from being a legit full-time starter, but you put him in the NFL system, give him that learning ability, and he could be a nice starter for a team.
Bernard Raymond
is...
Yeah.
In the summer. Who did I have in the summertime? In the summertime, I had Thayer Mumford out of Ohio State, before I found out that he was going to be playing guard.
All right, so the face I gave for Bernard Raymond is he is an older prospect for the first round. He's 24. He is going to be 25 when the season starts. Mm-hmm. He had a late start in football, grew up in Austria, played rugby, I believe it was. Started his football career as a tight end, and he's been playing left tackle at the collegiate level for about 2 years. So potential's there, but you also have a potentially low floor. He's going to get used. He's going from MAC competition with 2 years experience to the pros. Mm-hmm. Do you trust him at left tackle? No. I'd start him at right tackle and work his way over. Yeah. So I hate when I see Green Bay Packer mock drafts with Bernard Raymond in the first rounds. Because I'm thinking, Goot normally doesn't draft anybody over 22 in the first round, so he's automatically out. Devontae Wyatt's automatically out, if we're following the same procedure. But I digress. My number 5 in the summer was Trevor Penning from Northern Iowa. Mm-hmm. My number 5 now, I have Tyler Smith from Tulsa. You had him listed as a guard. I have him listed here as a tackle. And
I think
we both might be right for this. He goes from one of Cat Daddy's pet cats to a potential first round pick, which would be fantastic. He's going to bring toughness. He's going to bring aggression to an offensive line near you, right? In the run game, mauler. Doesn't shy away from contact. And most of the time, he'll actually seek out the contacts. So he's not going to be very far away from it. The pass game is where he may struggle to begin with. So he may start his career at guard before transitioning back out to tackle, but I can see him being a left tackle. I think he's raw. He needs more development, but the potential, I love the potential that he has.
So my number 4 guy is Trevor Penning out of Northern Iowa. Want to talk nasty? This is nasty. How many fights this guy got into at the Senior Bowl? Now, with that said, he is coming from a smaller school. There's going to be some developmental there, but he's got the size. He's got this nastiness. He's got very good technique. He's going to be a good tackle for somebody. He's also improved his stock quite well in this process. Now, the guy I had in the summer at number 4 was Charles Cross. I think we'll be talking about him a little later.
All right, my number 4 guy in the summer was Abraham Lucas from Washington State. For me, I've been all aboard the Trevor Penning train this entire season. So he started out as my number 5. He moves up to number 4, and you're probably thinking, well, that's not a huge jump, 5 to 4. Yeah, in terms of ranking numbers, it's not a huge jump, but where he can create himself and really just be himself in a second tier of tackles is where he separated himself. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense.
From like a 3rd round pick to a 1st round pick.
Yeah, I think my top 3 tackles are going to make up the first tier of tackles for me. And really, my second tier of tackle is Trevor Penning.
And then
I don't have... and then there's the rest. So in the sense that he helped his stock, I got himself to that second tier. Love him. Small school prospect, dominated small school competition, gets an invite to the Senior Bowl, and guess what? Dominates. Couple bad reps in there, but I think some of those issues are and were coachable.
Took him a second to adjust. Once he adjusted, he got in him.
And he was not afraid to get up in the face of opposing defenders and start fights on nearly a daily basis.
All right, so forget it on the thing, because I think our lists are going to be very similar, because you just had number 4 for Penning. I had 4 for Penning. Let's forget the summer scouting. Let's just go through it. If we're the same, just keep talking after I'm done talking when I say my guy. So my number 3 guy, Charles Cross out of Mississippi State. And he's a little bit undersized for what people see, but his arms are still a nice size. He's got a nice size wingspan, so even being like a smaller dude, he still can get out there, and his technique is nasty. He knows how to kick slide. He knows how to jump out when he needs to, knows how to stay in. He knows how to adjust, pick up that guy who hit the one guy and come back to the next guy. This guy's going to be really nice for a team coming in to the season. He's going to hit the ground day 1 and be very good.
Charles Cross played a Mike Leach's air raid offense. This is a passing league. If you're looking for one of, if not the best pass blocking tackle prospect in the draft, Charles Cross is who you want. But as the air raid offense leads you to believe, there is not much of a running game to it. So he's going to need a little bit of work, a little bit of coaching when it comes to the run blocking, hand placement for the next level. And this means that team and its fans will need to be patient for him. But if you have a heavy passing team, Charles Cross.
All right, number 2. I've got the big mama jamma out of Alabama, Evan Neal. All right, you just said Charles Cross don't know how to run, hasn't done much run blocking. Well, this guy has. And this guy is a mauler. He's a beast. He will dominate and destroy someone who is coming at him. He's also he's not poo-poo in the passing game either. He can get better. So there is some development here that is necessary, but he is a massive man, standing at, was it 6'7"?
Mm-hmm.
And he is just a beast of the dude's got doors he got to go sideways through because he's such a massive dude, and he shows that he doesn't lack the athleticism as a massive man. Guaranteed top 5 pick.
Ooh, I don't know if I say guarantee.
Guaranteed top 5 pick. I said it here.
All right, Big Ush said it. At the conclusion of the CFP, College Football Playoffs, I said that I expect Evan Neal, momentum during the pre-draft process, and maybe become offensive tackle 1 again, and it was close. I had quite the debate with myself about Evan Neal and someone else for the number 1 spot. Evan Neal could end up being the number 1 overall selection a few weeks when the draft takes place. He's got that potential. He's a really good run blocker, but I still think he might be a little bit raw for the left tackle position. He's only had 1 season there. He's got the size. He's got strength. If I need someone to protect the blind side for my quarterback, that left side, I don't know if I'd go Evan Neal first.
All right, that being said, let's go with our number 1 guy. It's going to be the same guy. It is Ikem Ikwamu out of North Carolina State. He's a part of the Wolf Pack. This dude, nasty. Just pure nastiness. He's played all across the line, but he is a left tackle. People didn't realize. They didn't know. They didn't know. They thought he was an interior guy. He came out, he learned the position, and he has been the highest climber, one of the highest climbers in this draft. Next to maybe Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, I was one of those guys who had Ikem Ikwamu as an interior guy during the pre. I think he was my number 3 interior guy. He is probably the best run blocking tackle in this class, and that's not to take away from his pass blocking skills, which hold up pretty well, but the strength really shows during the running game, and that's what's going to set him apart. I think that he can be the best tackle out of this class, but I also think he may experience struggles early if he's forced to start at left tackle right away. He may need to spend a season at right tackle, maybe even left guard before he can start at left tackle.
Throw him in the water, put him in the deep end, and let's see what's go. All right. That's all she wrote this week, folks. Anything left for the people? Cat Daddy.
Nope, I got nothing.
All right. Adios.